So it's Holy Week Wednesday, and everybody slept in. We were tired. The week had been full of so many things. Palm Sunday, flipping tables, Jesus teaching. It just felt like there was a lot of weight on us this morning. As we were going to bed last night, Jesus had said something that was still on my mind that honestly woke me up this morning. He said, the Passover is coming, and after that, the Son of Man will be delivered up to be crucified. And I thought about that, crucified. Jesus, crucifixion is like one of the worst ways to die. Like the Romans had perfected this awful death. They would make a man carry this log, this tree, through the streets just in utter humiliation. And they would take it all the way to the location of where they would crucify you. And we would pass by these a lot. See, the Romans, they would crucify you on the road so that as people were walking by, they would be able to mock you and see you. And they would strip you naked and they would nail you to the cross. It was awful. Reminds me of the passage that says, "Cursed is everyone who hangs upon a tree." Why would Jesus say the Son of Man would be like that? We thought that we were probably going to go to the holy city again. We've been doing it every day leading up to Passover, but this day was different. It was silent. It was quiet. We couldn't find Jesus. He was probably going off to pray like he did. But it felt like he was weary. It felt like he was carrying something we couldn't see. So we just left him alone. I looked for Judas, but I couldn't find him. I don't know where he went. We didn't know it then, but we found out later that Judas had gone to the chief priests and he had asked them, "What will you give me to hand over Jesus?" 30 pieces of silver. 30 pieces of silver to betray your Lord? The day was long, but it was quiet. Later that night, we had a meal all together. Jesus was there. And it was a quiet meal. Not a lot of talking, just kind of thinking, kind of like the day had been. But we could feel like this tension, and it wasn't like a bad tension, it was like an anticipation. Something was going to happen. We just didn't know what. It was kind of like, what's Jesus going to do next? After the Olivet Discourse, which is what we called it, that thing that happened in the Garden of Gethsemane, we were wondering when those things were going to happen. So certainly, John and Thomas and Bartholomew, we were talking like, when do you think these things are going to happen? And we didn't know, like, would they happen next year? Were they going to happen now? Maybe 2000, like in 2025? Like, we didn't know. As we were thinking about these things, dinner unexpectedly stopped when a woman came in. She was carrying this alabaster jar full of ointment, and she broke it and she dumped it all over Jesus, like everywhere. And we were like, "Woman, what are you doing? We could have sold that ointment for a ton of money and given it to the poor." But as we were even saying this, Jesus said, "Boys, stop." He said, "You will always have the poor with you, so we could always take care of them, but you're not always going to have me." What does that mean? Jesus, we're with you. We're with you to the end. I've already told you that I would die for you, Jesus. He said, "She's doing a good thing. She's preparing my body for burial." There's this death talk again. Jesus, what are you talking about? Burial, crucifixion, death. Like, it sounds like, Jesus, you're preparing for something, but why? You're going to be king. You're going to be on the throne. We're going to rule with you. It's like you're talking about something that's going to happen that's bad. Just 4 days ago, we were singing, "Hosanna, blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord." Jesus, save us. How can you save us if you die? That was Holy Wednesday.